Hi friends, welcome back to my channel where today I am launching the week of Merry Christmas palette. This is the Merry Christmas palette from Oden's. Everyone knows this palette at this point. It's amazing. It arrived at my house on my birthday, which was a delightful surprise. And I did play with it one time before. I will link that video below. I think this palette is absolutely spectacular. And if you want to see lots of looks, don't forget to like and subscribe because I'm going to be uploading multiple videos this week just using this palette. If you're new here, hello, my name is Rachel. I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom and I love to play with colorful eyeshadow. I upload lots of videos every week, all eyeshadow related content. So if you like what you see and you want to see more, remember to like and subscribe before you go. Now let's get going. Before I forget, also in the description box is going to be the playlist for the week of, I've done the Wahala 2 palette, I've done the Norns palette from Oden's. This is now my third week of series, and it's going to be all Merry Christmas palette. I'm very excited. I have so many ideas. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited. My little ones are actually sleeping a bit later than I expected, so I'm going to be a bit more quick in this video just because I want to take advantage of the time while they're sleeping before they wake up and, you know, need breakfast right away, have to start school right away because it's a bit later in the morning than it usually is. So, sorry, I'm going to try to talk a little slower as well. I'm very excited. I've already primed my eyes using the Glam Light Icing Primer in the shade White Frosting. Now I'm taking a dense blending brush from e.l.f. and I'm going into the shade New Leaf. I have not used this color before, and I want to put this all over my outer corner and crease area. I'm planning on deepening it from here and possibly going a bit lighter as well. Actually, no, I know what I'll do. I'll put this in the outer corner and crease. This, by the way, will be a beautiful blending out tone for some of the darker shades in here. You could start your look with black or this really dark Christmas tree shade and blend it out with this lovely seafoam sort of color. It's so pretty. Now I'm taking the same brush and I'm going to go into the minty shade called Best Wish and put this in my inner corner. There we go. I was thinking of using Best Wish to blend out the New Leaf shadow, but they're pretty close in tone as far as depth, so it wouldn't have brought too much to the table. I am going to take Best Wish on the same brush, and you can see I'm putting it on the inner corner, but I'm also going to use it right on the edge of New Leaf. A little bit. Those colors are actually super pretty together. I'm taking a clean blending brush and just hitting the edges. I don't need to bring in any more color. I don't want to bring in any more color, and there are no neutrals for my skin tone within this palette. So a clean brush or a brush with a translucent face powder will do the same thing if you just gently run it along the edges and work until it's buffed out to your satisfaction. Now I want to deepen the outer corner. I'm tempted to use the Christmas tree shade because that one just seems like the natural shade to use here, but I think I'm actually going to grab the black. It's called Happy Ending. I'm going in really lightly because this black is quite pigmented and it could be quite hard to blend out because I'm putting it over such a light pastel-y sort of color. So I'm going in with Happy Ending just in my outer corner, outer triangle area, and working. I'm not going to take more on my brush at this point. This is as much black as I want, but I am going to take my brush back and forth and hit the edges until it's all seamless, or, you know, pretty seamless. This is where we are now. I did bring those colors onto my lower lash line, and now it's time to choose a shimmer, and I'm actually having difficulty choosing a shimmer. Honestly, I think that almost every shimmer in this palette would look good with most of the mattes. So I'm going to start with the shade Snowman. I've got it on a flat brush and I have sprayed my brush, and I'm going to place this in my inner corner. I want to see how it looks on the lid, and that will help me decide whether or not I want to bring another shimmer onto the center of the lid. So here is Snowman placed on my, look at how pretty. That's so pretty. That's so pretty. Now, the first time I used this palette, again, that video is linked down below, I did use blue and green sorts of tones. So I don't want to do that again. I want this look to be different. This is the week of Merry Christmas and I don't want to repeat myself. I used different tones. In that look, I used the Christmas tree shade. I blended it out with Matcha Cookies. And then I used Jingle Bell and New Year for shimmers, and then the Elf Wish shade as an inner corner highlight. It was beautiful. You have to check out that video if you're interested. This is kind of a lighter version of that look because I'm using the more minty blue-green tones as opposed to the deep dark ones, but I don't want to repeat myself, and honestly, I don't even want to get that close. Also, I love the blue and green combination. It's something that I do often. I think I did this sort of look when I used the Sigma Alice in Wonderland palette as well, which I can also link below or card above if you care. Anyway, this is looking beautiful, unsurprisingly, but I want to make it a bit different. So I have decided to use another shimmer. I'm going to flip my brush and grab the shade Bless, which is a pink shimmer. And really, my reason for using this shade is because I have no idea how it's going to look, and I don't know if it's going to work. So I'm going to force myself to use it because I naturally want to pair this with the red tones. So pairing it with these aqua seafoam colors is going to be interesting, and I'll spray my brush. So in an effort not to dupe myself, here is that pink shimmer, and I'm going to place this on the rest of the lid space. I figured it would probably be a safe choice. Look at how pretty. Because pink is close to purple, and purple goes so nicely with blue. This is weird, but I think I like it. I think I love you, so what am I so afraid of? That's all I know. This is lovely. Oh, look at this. So it's interesting to pair this with the blues. I'm gonna have to pair this color with red at some point because pairing it with the blue, green, aqua sorts of tones is bringing out a very blue purple sort of hint to this pinky purple shimmer. It's interesting. I'm going to flip my brush. I'm just going to go back and forth between Snowman and Bless, basically until I get them to a point where they're blended nicely and I have a decent arrangement of both. So I don't want to take over either shade with the other. I just want them to go smoothly into one another. And that is not a difficult task with Oden's Eye because their formula is fabulous. With the dense brush that I use at the very start for the mattes, I'm not taking more product, I'm just tapping whatever I've got on the brush, whatever is on the outer corner of my eye, to softly merge into the shimmer formula. Now you can see that I used the mint as an inner corner highlight, which I did several steps ago. Now I'm taking the Bless shade on a much smaller flat brush, and I'm putting this on the center of the lower lash line. I'm just going to carry it as far as I want to, really, because I want to bring a little bit more of that pinky sparkly tone down. Just a little bit. Okay, what I did was I carried that pinky purple shimmer all the way to the inner corner because I felt like it looked a little bit out of place. It was just on the center without the framework of a halo eye, which is when I usually do that. But then I took the Snowman shade and I brought it to the inner corner itself so that I transferred from one shimmer formula into the next, and it feels a bit more intentional. And that is the eye look. What do you think? I think it's lovely. I'm gonna go finish up the other side. I'm gonna choose a waterline color, do everything I do, and I'll be back in just a second to show you guys how it looks. Okay guys, here's the finished look. What do you think? Please tell me in the comments what you think. I think it's beautiful. I do think it's a tiny bit too similar to the other look that I have done with this palette, and actually a couple looks that I've done recently with just a lot of blue and green. I guess I'm in a blue and green mood. So I had to bring in that purpley pink shimmer, and I think it really helped transform the look into something new. But the next time I use this palette, I'm not allowed to use any blues and greens because I want to play with all the other tones. Let me tell you how I finished up. On my waterline, I used the shade Fluffy from ColourPop's Creme Gel Liners, and then I did a winged eyeliner. On my lips, I'm wearing the shade Eclair from NYX Butter Gloss, and on my cheeks, I put on a little bit of blush. This is Très Luce in the shade Vacation. And then, I did Frose from BH Cosmetics for a face highlighter. That's everything. I don't have contour or bronzer or anything else. I just didn't feel like it, but that's the whole look. I think it is so lovely, so lovely. I'm not surprised. I mean, guys, this palette is probably the best in my collection. It's incredible. And I'm not just talking about, I'm talking about the formula and the color story. If I had to choose probably my most versatile and interesting palette, if we're considering formula and color story, I honestly think it'd be this one, because while I have a lot of really beautiful palettes in really great formulas, it's not always the best of both worlds, but this one is. I am so glad that I bought this palette. I bought it on launch day. I bought it like 2 minutes after it launched, and I did not buy the Christmas Eve palette because I knew that this one would bring something different and unique to my collection, whereas the Christmas Eve palette, while it was stunning, I could find those colors and recreate those looks, even within some of my Oden's Eye palettes, but definitely across the board of what I own, and this one I could not do that. So I'm just super proud of myself for not giving in to all the temptation to buy everything that was pretty and only buying the one that really brought something special. amazing, amazing. Look at this eye look. Look at the quality of these shadows, the way they performed, the way they built. If you see any disparity between my eyes, it's because I forgot to put on the black in the outer corner on this eye before I added the shimmers. And then I was like, oh no, so I had to kind of backpedal and try to add in the black matte after the shimmers had been placed, but I think I saved it overall. Anyway, this is the whole look. I love it. I am so excited to play with this palette. It's going to be a fun week. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want to see more. Hit the notification bell because there will be probably at least 4 videos this week using this palette. Anyway, I appreciate you being with me and hanging out. I hope you liked the video. Comment below what you think about the eye look, and I will see you guys very soon. Bye! Good morning.
Good morning. I have a question.
Does your question involve skipping any part of your school day?
No.
Oh, good. What is your question?
My question is, instead of a math lesson, could I do math tests like 1 through 15 or something like that?
You really have that many tests? Is it every 5 lessons?
Yeah.
Oh.
And there's 120 lessons.
Yeah, you can do a slew of math tests if you want.
Because I like the math tests a lot.
Really?
And each test has 20 problems, so 15 would be more than 1 lesson.
Yeah, that's fine if you want to do that.
Yay!
What?
Because I enjoy that a lot.
Okay, that's fine. We can catch up on some math tests. Go upstairs, get dressed, glasses, do what you need to do.
Okay.
Love you. Also, I came down and Tess was still in her little bed.
Oh, she's still in there?
Yeah.
I was about to say, Tess is in her bed.
Well, I took her out and she went back. I think maybe she thinks it's extra warm there. Also, because the bookshelf was blocked off by the stool, so she couldn't get to it. Love you.